Hey everybody, welcome back to Bonsai Tours. Today we're making this to this. Okay, so this has been the tub basically that I've been housing my Reeves turtles in outdoors when it's safe to come outside. So we're approaching that time of year, but I wanted to upgrade this. The good thing about this is it's basically flood and drain. So I have this little standpipe here. This comes out and that drains down there. I have some palm plants in there, some frog bit that I put in here recently, duckweed, some parrot's feather, and I'll probably put some other stuff in here. So this tub did its job. It's sufficient. It's fine. That's pretty much all it is. It's sufficient. What I did have in here was this, which is good. Got them out of the water. And they can climb up here and bask and all that stuff. But a couple things. This is really not natural, and I like to try to do things as natural as possible. Two, there's no protection from predators, which I've never really had a problem, but there's no protection from predators. And three, the Reeves are getting a little bigger now. I don't think they're breeding size yet, but I'd like to add something for them where they can get out and dig nests. So that's what we're going to do today. So what I'm going to do is grab this, and basically this is going to sit here, and this will be filled with sand and organic potting soil, and they'll be able to climb out onto this. I'll drill some holes in here so it doesn't become a flood zone, and they'll be able to kind of have tons of room to do what they want to do or do what they have to do, and it'll be a lot better. I'll also have a lid on it to keep raccoons and all that fun stuff out. We got some plants to put in there, some sedums, some of these ornamental grasses, and some ferns, organic potting soil, sand, some lumber. This is right here, this is all recycled lumber that I'll use for the sides, some chicken wire, and then anything else I need I can get out of here. So this is, you're not in the turtles and tortoises unless you have a ton of lumber sitting around. So there's all that stuff. I got some more stuff way in the back. Yeah, so I think I have everything I need. And all the tools, brackets, screws, all that fun stuff, a level, and a saw. Alright, let's get to work. So I'd like that lip to sit more flush over top of that, so I'm going to slice that lip off. That'll feel a lot better. And for drainage here, because you don't want this to fill up with water, I'm going to just drill a whole bunch of holes all throughout the bottom. Okay, so we did a bunch of holes all along the bottom, a few dozen, and they're good, but they might get clogged. So what we're going to do is going to drill a couple larger holes. We'll cover them with Bonsai screen so the soil doesn't all fall out. All right, we have our holes. Here we go, turtle tub with Bonsai screen. It'll work. All right, so next I got to figure out what frame I'm going to use, and I don't typically plan these things out. I kind of just figure it out as I go along, and that's what I'm going to do today. So we'll see how it works out. I started off by just building a rectangular frame around the entire structure, so including the turtle tub and the new land area. That will basically hold the legs up and be the support structure for the entire thing. So I want this to kind of sit kind of close in here. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this to this just to add a little stability and kind of pull that in a little bit. This really wasn't something that I had to do, but it did help bring that cement mixing tub, the land area, closer to the water area, that larger tub. And it filled that gap, so I didn't have to worry about escapes, I didn't have to worry about things falling through. You won't see any of the wires or anything like that. That'll all be covered up in the end. You'll see at the end of the video. But it's really just something that gave me peace of mind. The next part I worked on was the legs to hold up the frame. So this tub can't stay like this, so I'm going to use these boards just to slide underneath of there, and I'll just tack them down for support. These are all reclaimed, they're all pressure treated. They'll last a good while. Alright, so that's not going anywhere now. Okay, so the next thing I have to do, I'm going to build walls around the tub area and see where that takes me. Wouldn't be a project if you didn't get some injury. This is pretty straightforward, just adding walls around the edges so you prevent escapes and you prevent other things from getting in. The only challenge here was the curve around that larger water area, and making sure that the front overhung the water area in a way where the turtles could not climb around the front to escape. Alright, so this top part's done for the most part. Like I said, this is all reclaimed wood, so we'll see how long it lasts. If I have to replace some, I will. But it's solid. They can't get out anywhere. I'll have a lid on this, so I don't have to worry about climbing corners or anything like that. The logs that'll get them out of the water will be towards the middle here, so they won't be able to climb up the sides. And we have this nice overhang over here. So I think it's pretty good. I could actually probably just fill this with substrate and everything now and put them in here now if I wanted to, but I want to try to really enclose it. So that's the next part. I needed to add this one more piece to almost fully enclose that land area and still allow them access to it. And then I moved on to building the frame for the lid. So that area is all secured. Got a lid with chicken wire on there, nice and heavy. The only thing I have to do now in terms of securing this is to fill in this gap, which I'll just put this piece of wood right there and screw that down. Next thing is to put another door on this side. And here I enlisted the help of some professionals to really help me get this thing locked in solid.
So is this like YouTube video gonna be like what you can make out of scrap wood?
Basically, yeah. Okay, don't look like much, but we're good. We have a lid here for the water side, a lid here for the substrate, land side, and sticks so they can get up. Now we're gonna fill that with substrate and plant it. I feel like this mixture really helps to maintain the moisture in the substrate and helps to maintain plant growth. And then if the turtles want to burrow or if they want to lay a nest, it helps maintain that shape for nest building and all that stuff. And it works really well for me. And then placing these rocks, it really helps to give them something to grip onto so they can climb in and out easy, even though you really don't need them. But it also helps keep some of that substrate in the substrate area versus going in the water. And then we moved on to planting. We have here a mixture of some native ferns that I picked up at the hardware store and some sedum, and that kind of will fit around that rock really nicely. And those ornamental grasses are Dracaena. They're not hardy, but they look good. They won't last the winter time around here, but they look good for now. And then after one more thorough watering, just to make sure all that soil got around the roots, I forgot that I never installed anything to hold the doors up. So here I'm just using a piece of wood to kind of prop that open. That will stay there on a bolt. And then for the other door, I installed a little loop here with a cable attached to it and a clip that will clip up onto the door to hold that up. As I said before, I don't really plan these things out, and I kind of work with what I have and what I can think of at the moment. So I'm not sure if these are permanent props to hold them open, but they work well for now. All right, we're done. And my awesome son is going to point out all the highlights.
So this is one of the doors that we have on this. And that holds like that. And this So it goes on like that.
Okay.
And then in here you have a bunch of ferns, grasses, and
Sedum.
that. And then this you have a wood dock and all the wood down there. And you also have duckweed, Amazonian
Frog
frogbit, and parrot's feather.
Uh-huh.
And then,
So, what do you think is predator proof?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What's going in here?
Reeves turtles.
Cool. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since we built that enclosure. I didn't put anything in it yet because right after I built it, we got a good cold snap that lasted about 2 weeks, and I didn't want to shock the turtles too much by putting them in that cold water. We got nice down to the 30s for a while, but now the temps are back up. We're expecting 80s, maybe even 90s this week, with lows in the 60s at night. So I'm pretty comfortable putting these guys in now. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab these guys and throw them in there. So we have one here. That's a little male. And one should be down below here somewhere. There you go. I also have a couple smaller juveniles in here that we recently got about a month ago. I'll throw that unboxing video in right here. We have in here two Reeves turtles that were 2019 hatches from Jay Frower down at Tortoises, turtlesandtortoises.com. Looks good. Now these are supposed to be female. They look female, but they're really good looking turtles. Put you back here. He also throws in extra food too, which is always cool. I love when they do that. So I really like to quarantine all my animals, so they're not going to go with the other Reeves right away. But they are going to go into this this little Tough Stuff tub for now. It's probably, it's about 3 or 4 inches of water, some duckweed, some pink pickerel rush I threw in here, and some parrot's feather somewhere in here. Here it is. Some parrot's feather. They may eat a lot of this, and that's okay too. Got plenty of plants to go around anyway. So, but yeah, this will be their tub, and I'll do water changes as needed, and they'll be in here until they go outside. So they have room to swim, they have places to climb, things to hide under. It's not too big, you can see the size of this, but they're small, and this is totally temporary anyway. So even with small little tubs like this, you can kind of make them somewhat natural and give them some interest. So nothing extravagant with this tub, but it's temporary, and we'll see how they do. So these guys have been in quarantine for about a month, and I think it's ready to introduce them. I just have to find them through all this plant work here. There's a little guy. These are 2019 hatchlings. Right there. These guys are beautiful. Okay, so that's our Reeves group. I'd be remiss if I didn't show some of these off. I just love the colors on Reeves turtles. They're just brilliant. This, I don't know if it's a brick, brownish red color on the shell. The striping alongside their heads, which you're probably not going to show me right now. But they're going to do great in here. All right, and there they go. So you can see that there's plenty of places for them to hide. There's plenty of plant life. This one's head's sticking up already. That's one of the big females. They're going to do great in here. They can hold themselves out of the water through there. and go up underneath to their dry dock area where they could dig in and nest if they want to. And they're going to be good to go. I have a hose spigot right there, and I'm actually going to probably attach a small water line to here that'll just overflow this every day instead of providing filtration. And then I have this standpipe here that I can easily pull out to do large water changes. So I think these guys will be happy. They have plenty of water area, plenty of land area. One concern I do have is, can they grip onto this, or is it too slippery for them to climb out of? But what I could easily do is just notch these with a saw, so it gives them somewhere to kind of grip onto, so they can climb up here and do what they want to do here. But I'll keep an eye on to see if they're climbing out of the water. These doors, I'll probably keep these open during the day, and then at night, or when no one's here, we'll just shut these off, so they're protected from any raccoons or anybody else that wants to come and grab them. Okay, well, that's our Reeves turtle setup. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. And yeah, there you go. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.